7 o'clock. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Football Safe Space,
Ah,
presented to you by the Fantasy Shot Callers with Streamlabs. I'm accompanied with my brother from another mother, Brother Fox. How are you?
And I'm well as always. When you win back-to-back championships, life is good, baby.
Anyways, on to the South, the Warden, the King of the South, Big E, aka. Anyways, on to the South, how are you? The Warden, the King of the South, Big E, aka. Anyways, on to the South, how are you? Warden, the King of.
Oh, can y'all hear that?
definitely. We definitely heard it. That's why I said, hey, them bums. We better talk about them bum Kansas City Chiefs. But now, hey, we blessed and highly favored in these southern parts. Hey, much love, Chef Donna on the show. You know, I got much love for all y'all, brothers. So it's always fun to talk fantasy football with these geniuses. So soak in this energy. Let's get it.
And without further ado, last but certainly not least, the original shot caller, Captain America, Chef Dunna in the building. How are you?
Oh, we out here. We're just grinding. This is the first live of the year for me. So, maybe a little rusty. I don't know, but we'll see. We pick right back up where we left off. I'm out here grinding these images. Whoo, baby. I don't know who's making those, but man, he should. We about to take over, baby. Y'all know what it is.
You're beast with it.
Brother Fox, before we get into it, how can the good folks take care of us at home?
Hey, as always, y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know what the HBO special is, it's the Help a Brother Out special. So help a brother out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly goes a long way.
Once again, this is Safe Space, a place for beginners to come vent, come laugh, come cry. It's not the regular season yet, so we're just going to do a little bit of breakdown. With the first division up this week is the AFC West. We're going to talk about the quarterback, running backs, receivers, tight ends, and if we have enough time, we'll even sprinkle in a little bit for the defense, just a little bit for the defense. But I think it's unanimous. If we're doing an all fantasy team, we already know who the quarterback is for this division. Am I wrong? Can't
say it loud for the people in the back.
Wrong? Zach Wilson.
Yes, Zach Wilson.
Believer,
Bo Nix, final answer. Yeah, Pat Mahomes.
What can people expect from Patrick Mahomes, Brother Fox, this year?
Well, first and foremost, I got to say this. That's my quarterback. Pat Mahomes, I feel like it's going to be a resurgent year. I definitely. So the crazy thing about Pat is that even when Pat has a bad year, his stats are normally still up there with the top tier quarterbacks. Last year he had 27 touchdowns, but he had 14 interceptions, which was a career high for him. A lot of those were the result of Kadarius Toney as well as a myriad of other receivers dropping passes. But I feel like this year the core has been, Hollywood Brown should come and step in and do a very nice job. Xavier Worthy, whenever Rice gets back from his suspension, it's going to be a different animal out there. Pat is definitely going to cement himself as a third to fourth round quarterback. And if you don't get him, you're going to miss out on the levy of touchdowns that he throws this year.
Over under 40.
I would say it would be push. I think he's going to be in the high 30s. It all depends because previously when we had Tyreek Hill, what they did was they played that cover 2 shell, and they just put 2 safeties over the top, and we had the dink and dunk. And you saw Pat adapted. He dinked and dunked his way to back-to-back Super Bowls.
Right.
And I feel like with Xavier Worthy, you're going to see a lot more teams just doing high shell and just, hey, we'll try to slow him down when we can.
No doubt.
I feel
I'm on the same thing. I think, like you said, Pat is just surprisingly, not even surprisingly, he's just that good. You can't hate on the man. Mm-hmm. I mean, the team sucks sometimes. I mean, y'all didn't have the best team last year, or in other years. I mean, I think the year y'all lost to Tampa Bay, that was one of the best teams, in my opinion. But at the same time, he finds a way. Pat is just that guy. So in the AFC West, obviously, Pat is the guy, and he's gonna be that dude for years to come. I mean, who knows?
Chef Dunna, last night we saw Herbert go late. I want to say 8th round. That's not where we normally see him fall. But with the departure of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, we've seen a little bit of dip in his stock, plus new head coach, new offensive coordinator. What can we expect from, I guess, the second team all AFC West quarterback?
So with what has transpired over.
Oh my gosh. My bad.
It's all good.
Bring us back one at a time, baby. We back.
So what has transpired over the offseason with the hiring of Jim Harbaugh, Greg Roman, what we consider a big run-heavy offense,
Mm-hmm.
I think Herbert is going to have a great year. I think he's going to be able to sit in the pocket, have a bunch of play action passes, and really be able to be behind an offensive line that can actually protect him. And with Ladd McConkey coming in, I think he's going to be a good slide and slot receiver.
Yes,
They just picked up DJ Chark, which if he can stay healthy is a nice deep threat. And then also they have a grip of running backs that they can run with. And if J.K. Dobbins can resemble anything like he did before any of his injuries, he can be a receiving like third down back with Gus Edwards holding pretty much the weight of it.
I love it. I love it. Do either two of you gentlemen have anything to add to that before we move on to the running back position?
No, he's right on the nose.
Right
There
on
it
the
is.
nose.
There it is.
Yep.
Big E, for you, sir. Who is your RB1? We got some talented running backs in this division. It's a lot more up for debate than quarterback. Who's your RB1 coming from this division?
And it's kind of tough because I don't want to throw a bunch of names out because we can talk about the other names, but for me as a Raider fan, look, I'm gonna say for this year for fantasy purposes, I think that Zamir White. Let me get this fantasy shot callers out of my face. Zamir White,
boss, no Diddy.
He gonna no Diddy. Look, Zamir, he's gonna be the guy. Now they saying he's looking like Michael Parsons coming out there. He's swole up. He's ready to run, and this is his proven year. He's a guy. He's a South Carolina native. I know. I went to one of my friends went to school with him.
Okay.
And he has a lot to prove. He's been in the weight room. If you see, he looked like a Greek god out there. You know what I'm saying? Like they say when he's out there. And I just think that when you lose Austin Eckler and some of the other running backs that's in this division, then it's kind of slim pickings a little bit in this division with running backs. So I'm going with Zamir. Is going to be the top dog.
Okay. Do either one of you gentlemen have a RB1 other than Zamir White?
Yeah. Did everyone forget about Javonte Williams?
He dirt.
He dirt? Okay.
He dirt.
Okay. All right. So second year removed, he runs like Adrian Peterson. Remember when Adrian Peterson came back at the later end of his career with a similar injury and posted top 2 running back? I believe he finished like first or some small number like that. Javonte Williams is a clear-cut running back. He's better than Samaje Perine. He's better than Audric Estime. There's no challenge. Jaleel McLaughlin, like he was a one-hit wonder last year, but second year removed, he blows it out of the water this year. I think he's going to be a top 10 running back. I think I'm acting like Schmitty this year, and I am going all in on Javonte Williams. And I just think with a semi-improved offensive line too, a shit quarterback, 3 of them, I really think that they're going to run the ball a lot more, and he's going to get a lot of dump-off passes, just like Breece Hall got from Zach Wilson.
Wow.
Bold take.
I'll speak really quickly. I respect you, Donna. I respect you to the utmost. But he's the Kyle Pitts of running backs. He's been hurt. One of the worst injuries that we know of. One of the worst injuries that we know of. He got 1,000 yards barely last year, And McLaughlin, he's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? A top runner out of college football.
Mm-hmm.
He did step in, and he's still there. And they got him projected to have some nice numbers. So I don't think he's gonna have all the touches that we thought that he was gonna have coming out of North Carolina. But I'll pass it on. I digress. Go ahead, fellas.
When it comes to Williams, the issue is more Sean Payton than anything. He's always been a running back by committee kind of guy. He runs with the hot hand. Even with Kamara, even with even
Mark
to some of
Ingram.
his older days. Like he always ran with running back by committee. I agree. Williams showed immense potential coming out of college, but similar to like we talk about with Kyle Pitts, similar to like we talked about with what's the old tight end for the Raiders, Waller.
Darren Waller.
We got to stop talking about the player who he was 2 years ago and start talking about the player that he is now. You know, he had so much immense potential coming out of his rookie season. But I feel like he hasn't lived up to it. Now, sure, the injury bug has hit him. But now, like he's in a less talented offense with a less caliber quarterback and a less tier offensive line, and somehow he's supposed to produce better. I don't see it.
Who do you have as your RB1 out of the division?
My RB1 is clearly Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay.
I look at it like this: Isaiah Pacheco was 60 yards short of 1,000 coming into last season. He missed 4 games, and in those 4 games, McKinnon as well as Clyde Edwards-Helaire had some relatively decent production. Now I feel like more and more so Kansas City starting to lean more towards the run game, especially in the red zone. He scored 7 touchdowns last year, and that was with better wide receivers on the outside, he's going to see lighter boxes. Kansas City has some of the best interior offensive line, and I feel like this is going to be the year he's going to get over 1,000. He's going to get you 6 to 10 touchdowns, and he'll be a quality pick for that first team running back out of the AFC West.
I guess I'll round it out. I think Gus Edwards is going to finish the most points this year.
I like Gus.
He's solid. You know, he comes with the hard hat, the boots, over 800 yards rushing last year, 13 touchdowns, familiar with the run-heavy Greg Roman system. They spent a top 5 pick on another offensive lineman. They already had some dogs on that O-line. I could see them playing more of a Baltimore style team where they play defense and they run the ball a lot. I think they're all quality running backs, but if I was gonna, I guess I like the value of Gus. What Brother Fox, you got him last night in 8th round. You're getting a starting running back. Last night, I think you got him in the 8th round, and that's the starting running back with one of the best offensive lines. I love the value of Gus. Pacheco was going earliest as 3rd out of the 4 running backs we've mentioned. So I like Gus Edwards to maybe sneaky, maybe by a fraction of a point, score the most out of all 4 running backs.
And before we move on, I just have one more thing. I believe it was about 24 hours ago that we did a certain mock draft where a certain someone picked Nick Chubb in the 6th round. And Nick Chubb's injury, literally, it looked like there was a demon possessing his leg and flipping it backwards. And who was that? Does anyone want to speak up for themselves?
Hey, it was me. It was a quality pick, baby. Quality pick.
At the 6'8", where you could have gotten Amari Cooper, even George Pickens. I mean, you could have, there's just so much value here, but he's not even going to play half the season. So why not take it on Javonte?
Well, I look at it this way. Nick Chubb was injured in college. Nick Chubb was injured at his first, I think it was either first or second season. He was with the Browns. You threw out Adrian Peterson earlier. There's certain types of running backs that have the mentality that can bounce back quickly, and they know that they have that grit and that veracity that they're gonna be great running backs. Nick Chubb has already proven that he's that dude, and he's gonna bounce back and show that he's still that dude. I'm still looking for Javonte. I'm looking at. Hey, where you at? Where you at though? I don't see him. He had a couple of good runs his rookie season. You know, like, hey, I guarantee you his highlight tape is less than 5 minutes.
Mm.
Mm.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm
We
out of this
got our legendary fourth member.
That salute. What up, Albert? You know what I'm saying? We
What up,
seen
Albert?
Albert was hanging with Chef Dunn in Vegas. Hopefully we see him again. You know what I'm saying? Much love.
He'll be there.
Oh,
No doubt. No doubt.
Chef Dunn, who do you have as your wide receiver one of the division?
I mean,
Is it a no-brainer?
it's a
I
no-brainer.
think so.
It is. It
Devontae
is.
Adams.
No doubt
He
about it.
reported
Easy.
to camp today, did he?
It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to practice. He's like Allen Iverson. He'll just never win a chip.
Right.
Practice.
Hey, I
That's
said, dig it
facts.
too, Big E. You better fight
I was
back.
about, hey, he ain't lying. Right now, I mean, he's 32 years old, but I'm not trying to cut off Chef Dunn. I think we all got the same of it. I'm saying he's 32 years old. I mean, you got Gardner Minshew. Only thing about it, I think Aiden O'Connell is better for me. I just like Aiden O'Connell, but I'm just saying with Gardner there, he's gonna get fed. Now he might be mad or whatever. And if we don't trade him, which would be smart to do, you know, but like I said, with Gardner there, Gardner normally feeds his primary weapon.
Mhm.
Everything is gonna be fine. But man, I ain't worried about practice, man. That guy ain't got to practice. But he getting old. He long in the 2-7. You know how he do. You know what you say. But go ahead, Fox. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a no-brainer. Devontae Adams, clearly the best receiver. Even at 32 years old, he's still better than anything in the AFC West. You know, there's a lot of up-and-coming players and some prospects and some people to show flashes. But, yeah, no one has been consistent or as talented as Devontae Adams. And I hate to admit that as a Chief fan.
Right. This is an up-and-comer. If he stay out there bar fights, we're going to be all right.
So I'm interested, Brother
Charges
Fox.
will drop today.
Brother Fox, who's number 2 then?
Yeah. Here we
Who's
go.
the wide receiver 2?
Mm.
So that's where it gets interesting. That's where it gets interesting. I would say if, like, as Big E mentioned, if it wasn't for the fact that he's going to be suspended, I would have said clearly Rashee Rice.
Right.
But with that suspension, you have to knock him damn near pretty much completely off the board.
Right.
You could say the potential Marquise Hollywood Brown has potential to break out, but we've never seen anything other than some OTA catches
And some blue tent.
Blue.
Yeah, a little definitely
Is,
some blue tent for sure.
Blue in the tooth, long in the boot.
Well, I'm talking
Definitely some blue tent for sure.
long in the boot, baby.
Let's see.
Who you got?
I had Hollywood just because you know,
Okay.
he has shown he's had over 1,000-yard season before. He's had over 5 touchdowns. I wanted to say Rashid, but just you know, with the Loomis suspension, you can't really put him there. So
Who you got, Biggie?
All right, well, I guess we'll go with the Jag is gone. And Judy was dirt anyway. I think Judy Mudd.
He's not even dirt.
He ain't even dirt. He's
Not
mud.
pass
He's
gold,
a Jag.
not collect $200 straight to mud.
He's straight to mud. He a Jag, just like my always say, Steve Smith. Much love to you. But I said, I guess like I was thinking Hollywood or Sutton, possibly if Nick.
Yeah.
So I said, I mean, Sutton will be the next guy because he just because of the situation. It's not that I mean he's great, but he comes up. He's a little slightly blue tint. I ain't gonna put him all the way in the blue tint Hall of Fame, but I put him in there, you know, slightly. But you know, Sutton, I mean, he's just talented, and if you can get him the ball and get it high enough and out there far enough, he can kill. Where he has problems is when you throw it into traffic, he gets hit and he gets banged up. So if you feed him the ball, everything's gonna be fine.
yeah.
Chef Dunna, who you got? I'm surprised.
I've been waiting for this moment since we started, and
We going to the Chargers?
no, we're sticking
No.
with the Raiders, baby. Jacoby Myers.
Kobe?
Jacoby Myers. Listen. There was 7 weeks last week where he was a top 20 wide receiver. 7.
Right.
And 6 of those weeks, he was a top 15. Jacoby Myers can catch touchdowns now that he's not in New England. And so with Gardner Minshew, who is an upgrade from Jimmy Garoppolo and an upgrade from Aiden O'Connell, in my humble opinion, I think that Jacoby Myers has to be slotted in as the wide receiver 2 with the unknown clarity of what Rashee Rice is going to go through, what Hollywood Brown is going to go through with injuries. And, is Xavier Worthy actually going to be able to produce, or is he just a 4.29 wonder?
Right.
4.21.
2-1.
But,
Okay.
hey, hell of a point.
I'm surprised nobody went with the rookie for the Chargers.
Ladd.
Ladd is blue tint. He's blue tint as they come.
You think Ladd is blue tint?
Look up his highlights from last season. He played 3 games.
Hertha got to put a ball to somebody, right?
He played 3 games.
I did say ATN walked straight off the draft right into the blue tent. So I was gonna say at least you got to play a game in the league, but I correct myself. I'm sorry. My apologies, Brother Fox. Okay, he's blue tent. He's blue tent.
He's talented, but hey, talented blue.
I look at it like Cortland Sutton. Like the ball's got to go to somebody. Short, intermediate routes. He's gonna take that Keenan Allen slot role. Why not 85 receptions, maybe? Granted, he got to be healthy, but the potential is there. The opportunity should be there. I'm not a believer in Q1. I wasn't out of college, and I feel like he's Mike Williams 2.0, and that's just being generous. Maybe best value Mike Williams.
That's disrespectful to Mike
He's
Williams.
He's like, I mean, if you picked up a turd on the street and called it Mike Williams, then yeah, sure. But Quentin Johnston is slower than molasses in the middle of December in upstate New York.
Come on, man. Don't do him like that, brother.
I mean, if you're going to be an NFL player, you may want to run a little faster.
With availability.
Got to be quicker than that.
Right. I can't knock it.
Love it.
You brought up the fish in the Geico. I can't top it. I can't say anything about it.
Big E. Let's move on to the tight end position.
Oh man, well, I mean, tight end, of course, we already know. I mean, obviously, Brother Fox, he put up his shirt, but yes, Brock Bowers, yes, I said it. But no, I was just picking. I gave it to Brock. I do like Bowers. I do like his talent, but Kelsey's still that guy. I like Laporta better, and I know he's not in the division. I'm just saying, but Kelsey, you know what I'm saying, is still the producer. He still got paid. He's still the man, and until he get dethroned, you know what I'm saying, he's still that guy that everybody looks at. I think that we all, and I know Laporta's not in the conversation for this, this topic. But I'm just saying when Kelsey's there and Laporta's there, you still sitting there trying to figure out which one you're gonna go with. I mean, for me, I am. So I normally will go with Kelsey though. I mean, he just Pat's right hand man.
You think it's 1A, 1B with Laporta, Kelsey?
No,
I think I'm still going. I would pick Kelsey, but I mean, it's kind of like when Mark Andrews was really, jumping. I was like, hey, I don't care which one I got, but you still kind of wanted Kelsey for me. But I think it's close. I wouldn't be mad with either, but Kelsey, I'd be with who I would lean to.
What you got, Chef Dunner?
Kelsey is going to be the number one no matter what. I think he has a resurgence year because Pat Mahomes every other year produces QB1 numbers, and this is that other year. So we're gonna go that route. Like Big E just said, he's Mahomes' right-hand man. And I mean, Brock Bowers, I don't like rookie tight ends, but a generational talent. We've seen this once, we've seen this twice. And it was actually the second rounder that actually got it done in Sam Laporta. But obviously, Kyle Pitts ain't done jack. And so Brock Bowers a little hesitant, but I really think that he's a better version of Kyle Pitts. And, with that being said, I'm going to say here, if Aaron Rodgers ended up going to the Raiders instead of the Jets, the Raiders would have this year with the pieces that they have, a comparable all-around better offense than the Chiefs.
Yeah. Interesting. Brother Fox, what you got on Kelsey? What you got on that take?
Clearly, Kelsey is tight end number one. I think what people are failing to realize is for the majority of the season last year, Kelsey was tight end one and wide receiver one for the Kansas City Chiefs. They were developing plans of action. He was getting chipped off the line of scrimmage by defensive ends. He'd be fronted by a linebacker and covered deep by a safety. It was incredibly hard for him to actually get the numbers. And still, he would have had 1,000 yards. He was 14 yards away, but chose not to play the last game of the season so that he could heal up for the playoffs. I look at it this way. Kansas City's returning a lot of all of their offensive line starters except left tackle. We're going to have much more talent on the outside at the receiver position, which should alleviate some of the pressure off of Kelsey. And as Chef Dunner said, it is going to be a resurgent year, I think, not only for Pat, but also for Travis Kelsey. He gets those looks in the red zone. So, it doesn't matter how many targets Laporta might even receive if he's not going to get you those touchdowns like Travis Kelsey will. There's a reason why Travis Kelsey was the only tight end taken in the first round. There's a reason why, even at age 34, he's still considered the best tight end in the game. The amount of targets that he gets, the amount of uses that he gets, the amount of looks that he gets in the red zone just make him elite in every capacity. He is a wide receiver one package as a tight end. You can't pass that up. And if you're able to bundle him with someone like Mahomes, Big E can attest to this. 2 years ago, he damn near led Big E to the ship. Yeah. And so it happens. It's like if you pass up on him for someone like Laporta, who, again, you're going to have Amon-Ra needs the ball. You're going to need Jameson Williams is coming into year 3. He needs to prove himself. You're going to be giving the ball more to Gibbs. Gibbs can catch the ball at the backfield as well. There's a lot of mouths to feed. But you already know that when the situation gets rough, Kelsey's going to get that football.
Right. As long as I don't see Taylor Swift. As long as I don't see Taylor Swift again.
Speaking of it, that's why he's going to have a resurgent year, because Brother Fox was talking about what he got last year, what he's going to get. Well, what he got last year, he got some last year, finally. So, now he's out here, and resurgent year. Now that all of that stuff is in the backfield, and they curated the Chiefs' schedule to when Taylor Swift could come to their games.
Oh my goodness! Right.
They like what they did, especially around Christmas. It's kind of wild.
Brother Fox, before we call it a wrap, how can the good folks take care of us? And you wanted to talk about defense. We got 2 minutes. Talk your talk.
Hey, I was just saying this, right? The Kansas City defense last year was drafted incredibly low. Some people even were able to get them off a waiver wire last year. And they ended up as the defense number 3. Didn't allow a team to score over 28 points and was second in the league in sacks. It's like, sure, they're going to go a lot higher this year, but still a lot of people question Kansas City's defense because other than Chris Jones, there's no big headline names. And I still feel like grabbing someone like Kansas City, you're going to be able to get them even 2 to 3 rounds after some of these higher tier defenses like the Ravens come off the board. But they're going to be the ones that get you those championship pushes.
Right. Hey, don't sleep on the Raiders either. You know what I'm saying? You got Max Crosby. We got Wilkins. Yeah. Don't come on now, baby. It was the 9th last year. I mean, we came up. Y'all lost Snead. You lost Willie Gay too, and he was kind of like y'all's quarterback. So I ain't gonna hate.
Willie he's a weak side linebacker, so it's not like he was calling the defense. But
hey, he was talented.
Legarius is a bigger loss, but truth be told, we have a dude, Nazir Johnson, number 13. I guarantee you, you'll see him a lot this year.
Household name by the end of the season?
Man, no.
Yeah, well, I think McDuffie will be a household name by the end of the season, but I feel like Johnson he'll get some airtime. More people will know his name than not.
I feel like McDuffie is already kind of a household name. But I mean, we're also Steve Spagnuolo's defense. They were great all last year. Usually they turn it on in week 10. So always, if they don't do that well out the gate, go grab them week 10 and just hold if you can. If you have a roster spot, if you have more depth in in your starting rotation, then just make sure that you stash them because they always heat it up towards the end of the season. But we're also forgetting who the Chargers head coach is and how he's going to make sure that defense, remember the San Francisco defense that went to the Super Bowl? I mean, I don't know, but it could be good.
I'm not mad at it.
The pieces on that San Francisco defense, though, were different. They were different as compared to the Chargers. They got a long in the tooth Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, who's always hurt. Like it's a whole different ball game. Like with the Chargers compared to that Niner team, they were stacked. Maybe 2 years from now, but we'll see.
How can the good folks take care of us?
As always, y'all can give us the HBO special, the Help a Brother Out special. Hit that like button, subscribe. Truly goes a long way.
Chef Dunna, what can the good folks expect from the shot callers moving forward?
Moving forward, we got rankings rolling out. We've got most drafted in rookie drafts. We've got hot takes, not so hot takes, some signed, sealed, and delivered takes that will happen no matter what. And, we just got more content, baby. Anything from comedy to stuff that's going to help you win your leagues.
Love it. I love it. That wraps up another episode of Fantasy Football Safe Space. Join us next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think we're going to go NFC West.
NFC West, that'll work.
NFC West, we'll just flip it over to the other side. Not mocking this upcoming Monday, but the Monday after that, we'll do a super flex mock for those who have been asking for a super flex mock. There it is. Super flex mock, not this Monday, but the Monday after that. We appreciate you joining us. Take care.
No doubt. Much love, brother.
Go Chiefs.